from Dolan, which we've seen quite a bit of, but also Val is another one of those legends who is no surprise to anyone to be seen in the top 4.
Yeah, we have seen, now I don't want to say like there's a movement of Vector players coming out, but there is a Maze over in Australia. And then we've seen people kind of stray away from the Val. After Gauntlet's kind of got that nerf, you aren't seeing as many people play on that Val like they used to, or they'll start on the Val, and where they normally would stay on the Val, they've been switching over to other characters if the Val wasn't working. So she's not quite as reliable as a character as she used to be.
I mean, even taking a look at the match so far, it looks like it's been pretty even, right? We haven't seen any crazy punishes. It's going to be a D-Light Sayer, maybe set up for some corner guarding from Himwy. But otherwise, the pace of the match has actually been relatively slow, but it looks like Himwy is finally starting to get a bit more in terms of conversions, and Dolan uses the Forbidden Signature yet again to no avail.
Yeah, we saw that earlier, and Zip actually called it out. I had never really heard that referred to as the Forbidden Signature. That's one of those Flambeau-isms. Yo! GC and Sig. Unfortunately for Dolan, it's going to send all the way to the left instead of like up or even at a 45-degree angle. So not going to be the KO option yet, but fantastic work from Dolan. Tried to reach out with the D-Light, reached way too far. That's going to be a recovery for the KO off the top. Didn't even need the D-Light because he already got the damage on the previous D-Light that came out. First stock goes the way of Himwy.
Okay, and there we go. So far, I mean, Dolan has been in this spot multiple times before. I think we saw he had like 3 silver medals to his name, right? Has made it to winners finals, made it to grands several times, but has never won a tournament. And for good reason, Himwy is dishing out the damage.
Jumping side air, missing the recovery. Not enough from Dolan to KO yet. Taking so much damage, that surely will, and it does knock out Himwy's first stock. Dolan in the orange, gonna have his control of weapons here. Next one should be spawning in very shortly. There it is. Dolan is not quite in the position to completely deny it. Does find a D-Light to come out, but you're seeing Himwy already searching for the signatures. That side light knocks Dolan into the red. Might see some more insigs coming out soon. Just a neutral light this time. Dolan's finding some damage. Gonna have to be very careful to not get caught by a D-Light recovery. Don't think it'll kill right here, but it will set up a possible power position. Dolan adding up a lot of damage. Himwy hasn't found too much whatsoever. The second D-Sig to hit. Weapon toss to follow it up. Almost reached far enough with the downlight. Still gonna have control of the weapons here. Himwy at the weapon disadvantage. Picks that one up. The weapon toss bucks him on the head.
That's absolutely crazy, and just like that, that's going to be a punish. But no conversion. The weapon throw is good, but won't stop the Sayer that comes afterward. And Dolan manages to get the touch just barely. Himwy and Dolan are scrapping it out here. Dolan was behind by so much going into the stock, yet still somehow managed to find a way to bring it all back. The momentum's completely in his favor, but it looks like Himwy might be shutting it down. Oh, he missed the Sayer.
I don't know if momentum is in his favor. I would say it's not in Himwy's favor anymore, but like both of them were struggling to KO for so long. We're 3 minutes, over 3 minutes into the game, Flambeau. They were both red for so long, and neither one could find the KO option.
Oh my
so
gosh.
like Dolan caught up with Himwy, but then they were just kind of running right next to each other. There's the recovery. Himwy's still a little bit behind in the yellow on this final stock. Not too far behind. Does have weapon control. Spawn comes in. Dolan grabs it right away. Was lucky with that one.
Considering how red Dolan was before losing that stock, the amount of damage he was able to put onto Himwy going into the final is pretty much as you want, right? Got him in the orange. Just need a couple more taps here. One good sig, maybe the down sig. He goes for it again. It's so rare you see it hit, but it is satisfying when it does.
Neutral air's coming out. That's a nice side air. Dolan coming alive on this final stock, adding so much damage. We'll see if he struggles to knock out again like he did in the second stock. Weapon spawn comes in. Not super focused on it. Puts out a nice little neutral light to knock Himwy away. Picks up the lance. We'll see if he can hit the recovery in the air. Neutral sig coming out from Himwy again. Dolan just now in the yellow, so still in a good spot. Himwy starting to add up that damage now. Deeper into the yellow. Oh, D-Light recovery. Not quite enough to KO off the top. Maybe if he was a Jala on that one, but Dolan still in the orange, struggling to KO. Himwy fighting his way back in this one.
Oh, and this is the problem with Rocket Lance. It doesn't have a true KO confirm here. So Dolan's going to have to fish for something. Maybe even go for the unarmed D-Light recovery. He's going for raw recoveries now. He's like, man, I need to take this guy out. He is stressing me out. He does have the bow. N-Light's not going to kill quite yet, but he can go for the D-Light recovery. That'll lead to a KO, but he's not finding the hits right now.
Oh, he's got to be worried about the side sig over the corner. It's just going to be the jump side air. Sweat Beat's coming out, and Himwy takes it. the just complete inability of Dolan to find the KO option onto Himwy on that second stock. We saw him fight back in a really great way on the second stock, but still struggling to KO. What a tug of war between these two that really had trouble finding that final yank.
Yeah, and this would be crazy if Himwy was able to win right here, right? Making it to top 2. I mean, granted, PR10 has been good in the region for a while, but when was the last time you saw Himwy this far in bracket? I want to say never, right? Like, that's what the stats say. Like, has made it to top 32 a few times, you know, does pretty decently, but usually around here, Himwy would have been knocked out of the bracket. But right now, going up against one of the most consistent players in the region, Dolan, already taking out Tiger, the most consistent player in the region, and seemingly doesn't show signs of stopping here. I want to see if Dolan can put a dub on the board.
Starting off on this next game. Gonna completely interrupt that momentum. Dolan adding up some good damage here. Not gonna be able to finish that one off, but oh, he does get the punish there. Himwy's gonna have enough to, doesn't even have to go over to the wall. Gets onto the main soft platform. Dolan did punish the landing on that one. Of course, the sidelight side air is not gonna be true.
Yeah, keeps trying to see if he can go for these setups, right? Sidelight side air, maybe a sidelight recovery. There's some dodge frames in there, but it's not a whole lot. It's 1 to 2. So you're really trying to do the best that you can to just make your weapon find the KO. I kind of want him to go to the bow a little bit more. You know, if it's like when it comes to damage ranges like this, hey, you can go for like that D-Light recovery, D-Light nair, something a little bit more guaranteed, because it's clear that the Rocket Lance is struggling to find the KOs right now.
Even the D-Light neutral light, it will kill later than the D-Light recovery will, but still, it's so much easier to hit. You don't have to worry about any quick input whatsoever, and it'll kill like 1 iteration or 2 iterations later.
Oh,
so not that much later, but Himwy, again, fighting back because Dolan cannot find KOs.
Oh, and that could potentially be the option there. Maybe if he went for an end sig and hit him with the laser, that might have KO'd, but the neutral air wasn't enough. And he gets caught on the dodge read from a haymaker from the sky. Wow.
Himwy kind of nasty on the unarmed. That's like 2 really beautiful sequences right there.
That was absolutely crazy. I can't believe. Man, Dolan's struggling right now. He ain't never played something like this before. And the lifetime was 0-2 in favor of Dolan, but right now, it ain't looking like it.
As the D-Light gets nothing after it. Double D-Light into the side air from Himwy. Dolan is just completely losing all momentum. Himwy really coming alive in this second game. Fantastic work.
Dolan can't touch him. He cannot touch him right now. Goes for the bow. We haven't seen a whole lot of bow play. You know, he kind of picks it up, goes for a hit or two, then switches right back to the Rocket Lance. But I think right now might be the time to just kind of take your chances and see how the bow does. So far, not looking too shabby. Oh, gets caught. The recovery doesn't get the final hit, though, so going to be a little bit unfortunate for Himwy. I don't know how we dodged that weapon, bro.
What is going on?
Oh, my gosh. He's stutter stepping.
Himwy. The recovery going to take out. We just don't see any momentum on the bow either. He had it in his hand for a significant period of time. He wasn't able to find like move after move. He wasn't able to control too much space. We didn't see the true combos coming out. We didn't see the juggle options coming out. His bow just really wasn't very threatening. The thing that's been the biggest threat has been the lance, and even then, he's still behind here.
Oh, perfect spacing coming out from Dolan. That was the tail end of the gravity cancel unarmed D-Light there, and converting it into the ground pound, barely off stage to go ahead and secure that KO. Now Dolan bringing it down to a 1-stock game and not too far behind damage-wise. If you can just get a couple of strings here and there, you might have a chance, but Himwy still racking up that extra damage.
Dolan finding some answers here, back and forth. That's 2 more hits going the way of Himwy. Still a little bit in the lead. Dolan's in the orange, Himwy still in the yellow. Dolan looking to push the damage onto Himwy. There is a weapon spawn. Himwy getting over to it on the sword. That's far on the left side. Even in the orange, that's going to send Dolan off screen. Dolan finding some momentum. They're basically dead even here, extending his strings with pressure from the weapon tosses. This one doesn't hit. He's disarmed. There is a weapon spawn on the field. He chose to go in with the GC D-Light. Himwy might be ending this here, and he does again. Dolan getting stuck with the sweat beads on the left side.
Yeah, he just got caught. It was like the most minute of head bumps, right? Like if he had just gone a little bit to the left, he might have been able to touch the bottom left corner of Mammoth Fortress, but was really scared of that weapon toss, wanted to make sure, tried to drift in, and just barely, you'll see it right here, he touches it just a little bit. Just that little bit was the difference between him keeping that stock and being down 0-2 in this set right now. Forget about their head-to-head. It's Dolan who's on the 0-2 side of things right now. Taking a look at the stats right there, 72 light attacks coming out from Himwy, 100 from Dolan, but you can see slightly more accurate in favor of Himwy.
Man, a lot of SIGs came out from Himwy as well, kind of more than I would have expected if you just asked me to throw out a number at the end of that game. He threw out a mighty 9 of them, 22%, so not the best on the signature accuracy, but still, Himwy's options are just better than Dolan's right now. And that's not necessarily the boldest take out here on the block, but still, Dolan is struggling to KO sometimes. He started to really come alive towards the end of that final game, had some good stuff on the lance. The bow still kind of struggling, so we'll see what he has in this next game now that he's had more time to sort of adjust to the way Himwy actually completely changed the way he was playing the game there in game number 2.
You're going to see, I think Dolan was onto something with those weapon throws that we started seeing a lot of toward the end of that second game, and maybe if he incorporates a few more of those into this one, he might be able to sneak out a victory. But Himwy has been making it so tough, particularly the sword play, right? Like the gauntlets, not shabby, but as you can see, he is slicing and dicing Dolan right now.
Yeah, you saw him towards the end of that last game. He had gauntlets for an extended period of time. Yo, the side sig. Val Classic easily cleaning that one up with the GCD light into the ground pound. Huge lead for Himwy on this. You see him toss away the gauntlets, go over to that sword. So that's definitely the weapon he's kind of relying on for this character.
We're going to see what Dolan can do. So far, nothing. Getting chopped up, dude. We on the Food Network right now. Dolan needs to find an answer, and so far, there's nothing to be found. We're getting a couple of juggles here with the bow, going right back to the rocket lance. Himwy at this point is feeling kind of comfortable going in unarmed against them, and it's not working out.
Dolan finally finding the signature that he needed. This one also led to a KO rather than just sending off screen or sending into a juggle position. So he's answering back here. Weapon spawn comes in. It's the gauntlets for Himwy. This is a good option for Dolan to play into since the gauntlets for Himwy haven't been the most successful weapon. Going to start this one out with a nice side air. Does get hit by an air. GC in light. That's going to turn Dolan orange. Another hit. I swear. Himwy is finding like 3 or 4 hits way more consistently than Dolan is.
Yeah, and it's like, it's all pressure through movement as well. Like Himwy is just staying ever so close enough that he's able to react and bait out a defensive option from Dolan, and Dolan is like, why are you sticking to me like glue? Like, this isn't Elmer's glue, right? This is like Gorilla Glue.
Coming back to the stage, Dolan thinks the weapon spawn is more important. Does get the sideline air, charges that recovery up, expecting a spot dodge from Himwy that he could last all the way through. Those iframes finish, and then he hits off the release of the recovery. Wow. Unfortunately, that didn't happen that way. We are pretty much tied on the second stock. Weapon spot comes in. I think Himwy couldn't have grabbed it in time, or if he could, I'm going to be very angry that he didn't grab it. Side air from Dolan. Yo! I can't believe he went for the D-Light Sider. He saw it in time that the ground pound, the way the D-Light picked up, the ground pound probably wouldn't be the option to find the hit. So that's great reaction from Dolan.
Yeah, also thinking, you know what, at this point there's so much damage racked up, I just need to push this guy further away off the stage. And you can see these guys have been getting aggressive quite a bit, whether it's with weapons or unarmed. And even the last game, the difference in damage done was 10. Right? Like, these have been some really close games, but Himwy keeps coming out on top. And you can see scenarios like this where Dolan's just getting hit and hit and hit and hit, but then Dolan picks up a weapon and does the same thing right back. But is this the end?
Sidelight Nair goes for the dare again. Doesn't try the recovery as the option this time. Charging that signature up. Going to be a punish from Dolan. Finding his way back in. Adding up some damage. Picks up that one too. Was 2 stacked for the down air hit. Has Himwy in the orange. Dead even on this final stock for both of these players. Sword in hand. No weapons change from either of these players going in this one. That one is going to be a weapon toss. Hoping to hit Himwy. GCD Sig hits on both sides. We love both sides. Signature, but that drops. So there's not going to be the juggle option from Himwy. The recovery sitting off screen, not enough to KO yet. The bow is going to let
he can't land.
Dolan land, but he doesn't get the pickup. No punish. Oh, no! Flambo, no! There was no punish on that. That hurts.
Oh, my God, Dolan. Oh, my God, what a dodge. Tries to go for the Sarah's, not enough. You can see Himwy goes for the sidelight. Instant recovery. Man, that has to stink if you're Dolan, but congratulations to Himwy for winning the winners finals 3-0 on a pretty nasty read, if I do say so myself, because in that scenario, you'll see right here, well, the stock app right there, right? Dolan has his dodge. He actually gets hit by the sidelight. He has his dodge here, and a lot of the time, people will kind of like wait to see what you do, but he just goes for the immediate recovery, calling that out.
There you see, still pretty close. The damage difference is going to be a little bit bigger than the 10 that you mentioned previously, 601 to 568. Damage per engagement is actually going to favor Dolan here, despite Himwy coming out on top. Big signature usage again coming out from Himwy with 14.